It's TV dinner time. Kick your shoes off, get comfy. Today is the last two episodes of Fallout, season 1, and Jason has a fly he's dealing with, so that's hilarious. This is today we're talking about episodes 7 and 8 of Fallout season 1. We did the last two episodes, so if you haven't watched them, spoiler warning, and we'll get into it.
Now, the first question, as this freaking fly, man. But my first question immediately when we finished the last two episodes was like, did it end the way that you wanted it? Did you have that satisfying end and then possible kind of like transition to the next season?
Yeah, I did. I was gonna say, like, this has been, outside of Gen V, this has been my favorite show we've watched for TV dinner. So far, I can't say altogether. So far,
whatever comes next.
Yeah, because it kept you on your toes throughout. They fed you a little bit more information about what was going down every episode, so it brought you back for more. And then it ended in a way where it put a bow on it. Like, hey, we can end it here, but there's going to be more, or there's more to come. So I enjoyed the way that they kind of tied it all together and ended the season.
Yeah, because it's like it almost kind of like there's that carrot at the end of a stick that like that's the reason why you wanted to like keep watching the episodes, and then it kind of gives you the big carrot at the end of the stick where it's like, whoa, okay, so there's possibility for more. And now there's the dude that we've been following for the Brotherhood of Steel is now probably the leader of the Brotherhood of Steel.
So I've been saying it every single time we record. I'm still not a fan of Maximus.
He seems like a very like whatever, like even like them two like thinking that they're gonna like spend the rest of their lives inside of the vault together.
She was ready for it. She was ready for it,
but
he
then
was
it's like,
too. Also, I can't even say.
I don't know. I think that was the first time I was able to say I felt no chemistry between two people. Where I was like, okay,
it's like trauma bonding. Like, hey, we're stuck in this. You're here. I'm here. Let's repopulate the world.
Kind of makes sense, right? Like,
yeah.
There's not many options you have, I guess.
Exactly. Unless you get with a ghoul.
Which the Squire is now one, so.
That is true. That is actually hilarious, too. I'm excited to see, because the way it ended, like, them just revealing all of this information of, hey, one of the vaults is just full of frozen people that used to work for Vault-Tec and other vault-related companies that are managers, and they're just waiting to come out of their vaults. And then they showed the map of where all of these vaults are, and they're scattered throughout the U.S., maybe even other countries. So for them to kind of open the door to like the possibility of what we can see in the next season and then future seasons was intriguing.
Yeah, because it almost kind of like lifted the veil of the bad wizard of Oz and stuff, or like the controller of Oz, where behind the door, we knew it the whole time, basically, but we get this grand reveal that like Vault-Tec is very involved in a lot of things, and like their like end game was just to wait out for them to be able to, and then it's like I don't know, for me it's like I get it, like they want to wait out everyone else to die, and then they come out and we're like, we're Vault-Tec and we control the rest of the world and stuff. Like, but the whole thing's demolished, so what are you gonna do?
The one thing that got me though, when they were in the flashback mode and Cooper was in his wife's office and Betty came in and they said the name, but it didn't register. I was like, wait a minute, because they said it and I was like, 2 seconds later I was like, oh snap, that's her. She's 200 years old now. Like, crazy.
It's like, it's like you kind of see where like this, then the way that they did it, the way that they like conveyed Vault-Tec as this like big conglomerate that kind of placed themselves into this like very good position and made kind of like, because like the whole time like Vault-Tec and all the people were like, we did this for the people and everything, but basically I was
They did it for themselves.
They did it for themselves, but they only gave one option, and the only option was what they kind of had set up already. So they kind of like dealt the hand and stacked the deck for themselves, basically. So, but and then I was like thinking about it's like there's like totally a company out there that would totally do this.
Oh yeah, oh for sure. If there isn't already, there's probably one out there. We just don't have enough money to deal with them. Yeah. The one thing that was kind of cool was the room that they were all in. The war room reminded me of Dr. Strangelove.
Yeah, and we would never have gotten, and we still have
that
to
reference.
record that video.
Yeah,
but we watched Dr. Strangelove, and it was like, yeah, you would never get that reference, or just like know that like that's what people think about all the time, and that's where that reference came from. It's like this like room where everyone makes all the decisions, and they have this big old red button.
Don't make me push the button.
Yeah. Yeah. I enjoyed the way, and I don't know if you know much about Fallout, and I don't know if I'm correct in this, and it'll be something to like if someone corrects me, but the city that he looks at the end of the episode of the last episode,
where he's
flying to, and where he believes like everyone is at, that like is like his savior and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a reference to, there's an expansion called New Vegas. And so in the Fallout universe, they recreate Vegas in its entirety, basically. And they're like all kind of like, it becomes Vegas in the Wasteland and stuff. So I wonder if that's going to be like the next step where it's like, oh, like the people that control Vegas are like the people that were like, oh, out here and stuff. I don't know. But that was very interesting.
Makes sense because he's in California. If they did rebuild it in Nevada, that's not that far of a flight in his little super suit. So
yeah, right now.
I guess we'll have to wait until next season.
Yeah, that's right. And the whole reveal, I was like, even Patty went like, I don't know if you like, how long did it take to click in your head that the ghoul that was sitting there at the table was her mom?
Was the mom?
And Patty was like, oh, no, that was her mom.
But why would they keep her around that long?
Well, I think because the communist lady had like a relationship, like they fell in love with each other, and so I think she kept her there to kind of keep her like as like a sign of like that was still her. But I think also just as confirmation that like I need to bring this dude back and show him like what he did and stuff.
Look what you did.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Which is still kind of fucked up and everything. It's
like,
if you like love the person, it's like
yo, this person's suffering. Like, come on. It's been 200 years. You had more than enough time.
Do you think the ghoul that we followed throughout the first season? Do you think his story's over? His name's Cooper, right?
Yeah. No, because now he's trying to find his wife.
His wife and he said his kid.
And his daughter.
Yeah, so his family is still alive, technically.
So, yeah, well, that's been his main goal. We just didn't know that until these last few episodes.
Yeah,
well, I guess the last episode. So, yeah, no, his story's definitely not done.
Yeah, because I was thinking, like, all right, now they made the Squire a ghoul. And it's nice to kind of see as to, like, how that process goes. Like,
it's gonna be a shit show for him.
It's totally gonna be a shit show, but now he like lives forever, I guess, or something.
Yeah. I he's definitely not ready for that.
In terms of Cooper, I think the scene that he was like so cool, like they made him like crazy cool throughout the whole thing.
Yeah, when it was dark.
But when it was dark, I was like, man, this is like John Wick and some other stuff. And I was like,
that was a dope scene. Because like you just see glimpses of him as like the guns are firing off, and you're like, how does he see at night or in the dark, and they're not seeing him, and he's getting around. Like I was like, this is cool as hell.
Yeah, it was perfect. It's like they like made him cool the whole time, and then like that was like extra for it and stuff. Yeah. But in terms of like what I didn't like, and it was hilarious, but it kind of reminded me of like what you kept saying about his like nose and everything.
I was about to bring that up.
The de-aging effect, it's so stupid that people do this.
Oh yeah.
Like that looked horrible. And there was some other
father,
like
right?
With the dad that shows up and everything, and in the same scene that we meet Betty basically, or like figure out that it's Betty. Like it looked horrible and everything. And I remember when Disney did it for Skywalker, basically for that TV show, and it's like there were some other scenes in that same episode where like it looked like they like ran out of money for their CGI or something. I don't know.
That's what it looked like in The Flash too.
True. Yeah. Right. Like it kind of just like falls off a cliff.
Yeah. Like, oh, we had all this money, but then we got to pull that budget back a little bit.
Yeah. Right. I don't know. That was like the only like one downside. For me, I think another downside is that it was only 8 episodes. Like it probably would have been nice to see 10.
I don't know. I kind of like the 8. I would love 10. Like
I think it's because we want more, right?
Yeah, but I think having 8, then they don't overextend themselves. Because then once you get to 10, you're kind of like, okay, where are we taking or cutting pieces out of these other episodes to fill in for these last 2? So if you have a nice little short 10, like I think we might have talked about it when we watched Shogun, but if Shogun was 8, it might have come off differently.
That's true, because I wonder if it's becoming like the new standard, because we were just talking about we're going to start watching season 4 of The Boys, and that's 8 episodes. So I wonder if like they know it's a tighter window of kind of telling a story, but it gives you more of a concise story, not like I have to do a filler episode like Game of Thrones comes about, where it's like Game of Thrones was like 8 episodes, but then they always had like one episode that was like, what's the whole point of this and everything? It was just a boring episode.
Every other episode sometimes, and some of the seasons for Game of Thrones were fillers. Like you got a good episode, then it was like filler. Good episode, it was like every other one.
Yeah, right. So I wonder if like it's becoming just something that like, hey, let's just do 8. It kind of makes everyone want more, I guess, afterwards if it's good. But then also it's a little easier on us to like tell a better story.
Well, it's like with music, it's like an EP versus an LP. Like I'd rather have an EP, 8 songs, 6 to 8 songs, maybe 10, versus an LP with like 15 to 20 songs. I'm like, dude, I don't want to listen to all this. Like, these last 5 to 10 songs are bullshit.
Or like they're filled with like skits and everything. Unless you have good skits but like sometimes they're not.
I haven't heard a good skit in a while. Like when we were in the early 2000s, they had great skits. Now I'm like,
well, Eminem like made that like his deal and everything.
Yeah.
And then other people kind of caught on to it and stuff. And then so there was a lot of stuff going on. But I don't know. I definitely want to see more from this. And it's like it sucks that we're probably gonna have to wait like fucking like a year now, probably. I guess.
For sure. Unless they, it's probably gonna be a year because they got to film it, and unless they went like back to back.
Yeah, unless they
do. Lost of Us came out 2 years ago, and should be coming out in 25, maybe late 24.
Yes, the new friggin' House of the Dragon thing came out, so they should have been coming out with that again. So
they should be recording it as they're releasing it.
Yeah, right.
Like, as it's coming out on like Amazon or HBO, it's like, hey, you should be filming. Keep making money. We'll keep giving you money.
No time off.
Yes. You don't need a lunch. Keep going. Keep recording.
Now,
more takes.
One question I can ask you is that now that you've seen the show, do you find yourself like wanting to play the video game, or knowing that? I guess vice versa. Like, did you like if someone played the video game, do they like want to watch the TV show? And now after watching the TV show, I kind of have a desire to play the video game.
I would be, because it's as long as it's open world, I'll be interested in it. Because I'm a GTA guy, like through and through. I can see myself, since I have to wait, damn near a whole year to get GTA 6. Yeah, so I could have a filler game of Fallout.
Now you're gonna have like your own like streaming channel of like Fallout. Cayenne plays.
Just screaming at the freaking screen. Lucy wouldn't do this.
Right.
Where's Maximus?
Now, do you still recommend this show after seeing all 8 episodes?
Yes.
Definitely. I think we definitely recommend this show to anybody that like, you don't like the video games, like, or like it's still a good story. It's an interesting story too, as to like how everything kind of came about. and all that stuff. So I think I would also still recommend this thing to my parents. I think my parents will like it. Because it's just like it's stuck in the 70s. They're somewhere around that time.
I keep trying to recommend it to my dad, but he's like watching everything but this. So eventually
he's gonna run out of stuff to watch, and then he's gonna have to watch it.
Yeah, you would hope so, but then he finds stuff, and you're like, you watched that of all movies. He watched we were talking, I think it was last weekend, and he was like, "Yeah, I watched that Not Another Church movie." I was like, "Dude, you watched that?" He's like, "Yeah, it was a piece of shit." I'm like, "Didn't you see the cover?" So
he's the only one that watched that, other than probably the director.
The editor, director, and my dad are all the ones that've seen that. Like, that's it.
Yeah, I'm excited for possible season 2 of this show coming out, but I'm also excited about our next show that we're gonna watch for TV dinner. Yeah, The Boys season 4. So our next episode will be the first few episodes of The Boys season 4. It'll be amazing. So yeah, let us know if you've seen the entire series of Fallout Season 1 on Amazon Prime. Let us know in the comments if you liked it, disliked it, what you thought about the show. Did you want to play the video game now? I think that would be a key question. And then please like and subscribe to Saturday Night Popcorn for more TV dinners like these.